Getting on Air Without a Radio by Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November Uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November Uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446. Well, there is one subject I haven't actually covered since I started the channel. And that's for the guys that are, they'd struggle to be able to get on the air at all because they just simply cannot put up an antenna at all. There is a way around that. It's one of these, the mobile phone. Because you can get apps that allow you to basically use your mobile phone like a radio. I'm going to go over two of the ones that I normally use. Those are Echolink, which allows you to connect, if you're a licensed amateur radio operator that is, allows you to connect to amateur radio repeaters and gateway stations, or even just direct to other amateur radio operators across the world. And all you need is your phone. And I should have those apps on here, so I'm not sure if I've got Echolink on this one. I should have. Yes, I do. Just waiting for it to wake up. There we go. And that's the Echolink app there for you. And it does have an audio test server on it, so you can actually test your audio to make sure everything's set up right. Because every phone is different, every headset is different, and so on and so forth. So we'll just go from there really. Allows you to have a list of favourites. On this it's empty because I've not really set it up properly since I got this phone, which was at the end of last year, end of 2019, after the screen on my Samsung Galaxy S8 decided not to work properly. And it allows you to either use headset or Bluetooth. Selected Bluetooth on here for some reason, I don't actually know why. Or the phone's internal speaker, which I've changed it to. I'll demonstrate that with the echo test, because that's the best way to demonstrate it right now, because I don't want to obviously transmit onto anything. So if you want to connect to a station, you select the station's name, it will come up with something like that. In this case the echo test. Then you press connect, which is the top one.
Welcome to the Echolink test server. This server records your transmissions and plays them back to help you adjust your transmitted and received audio. Please feel free to connect as often as you like.
Yeah, it's just the standard Echolink test message. So you'll have on the bottom of the screen transmit and end. So if you press transmit, Mike 0 Whiskey November Uniform test, and then tap here to stop.
Mike 0 Whiskey November Uniform test, and then tap here to stop.
Yeah, I've basically just recorded everything I just did there. To disconnect, push end. And that takes you out. So you can connect to a repeater using that method. You can find repeaters if you use node types and repeaters. So that's the list of nodes. If you press repeaters, I'm trying to do this looking at the camera at the same time. That's users. So it's the wrong one. Let's try again. So that's repeaters all over the world. There's a couple of 2E0 ones in there which would make no sense. But you can scroll through that, find a repeater you want to connect to and connect to it. The same would apply if you went into conferences, which I don't know what the definition of those is. You can check the Echolink website, and users, which is just other users on the Echolink system. To exit, press back button or whatever it is on your phone. This is based on Android. And press yes, and then it takes you back out. Right, so that's Echolink covered. So the other one that I like to use, which will work with your network radio as well, these will both work with it, is Zello. And turn off that one. Right, so this is Zello, and this is a list of channels that is on my Zello account at the moment. It's using my intermediate call sign because that's how it's set up. It's not set up with my full call sign. I'd have to get a new account to do that. So Zello is where all the network radio's channels is. So if you've got a network radio, you can use those channels. But if you haven't, you can still do it through your phone. And I will demonstrate. So I'll turn on network radios 00 and we'll go into there. There doesn't appear to be anyone on at the moment. You think there would be?
The last station I didn't catch a call sign, but yes, I can hear you.
There we go. There is a station there. I must have just jumped in right when somebody tried to transmit.
Good afternoon, folks. Yeah, I think it was 2 Echo Zero station. I didn't quite catch it either. I was on the roundabout at the time. 2 Echo Zero station. Yeah, we are hearing you. We're a little bit quiet, but if you come again, we'll give you proper reports. This is M0AAP mobile near Newbury.
Yep, there's definitely a station there.
Return to M0AAP. Yeah, good afternoon. Name here is Paul. I'm not too far away from you. I'm in Bourne End, which is not far from High Wycombe. Back to you.
Good afternoon, Paul. M0AAP return. Yes, I know Bourne End. I drive.
Yeah, so that's network radio.
And I've been there quite often in it.
So I'll turn that off now.
Only got out once or twice.
Turn that off right now. So let them have their conversation. So with Zello, set up an account because you'd have to do that. I'm not sure if you can set up one within the app itself, so I'll just go back into the app and I'll just log out. That should sign me out. So those are the two Zello accounts I hold. The top one I don't use at the moment because I'm using that for an experimental CB to Zello gateway. There'll be more on that at a later date once I've got the CB antenna up and obviously the common mode issues sorted on it, which probably won't happen now for a few weeks because of the lockdown, and the lockdown could go on for some time longer than expected. So to do it on here, to get an account, there's a plus button at the bottom of the accounts there. Press that, it'll give you an option to sign in or sign up, and then there's an option for Zello work as well, but we're not going to cover that today. So if you push sign up, it'll ask you for a username. Let's get rid of that. Username, a password, an email address. I'm going to have to clear that. Otherwise I'm going to get spam for that email account, aren't I? An email address, and there we go. And a phone number as an option, and then press create. And you can find out more about how to do that on the Zello website. So we don't need to add an account today to that. So that's two ways of getting on the radio, so to speak, without actually having to have any antennas or anything. The Zello app and the Echolink app will work on network radios as they are essentially Android devices. So if you've already got one of them, you'll probably already know about this. This is more targeted towards those that don't even have them. It's a good thing to have. If you can't pull up any antennas, you can work the world just by using a mobile phone. Some say it's not real radio, but there is a bit of radio involved. It's either the Wi-Fi from your phone to your router, or from your phone to the mobile phone network. And during this period of lockdown, there's a lot more radio activity anyway. So even if you don't have the real estate or the neighbours that are tolerant enough for you to put out a large wire antenna for HF, then there is an alternative. So this isn't a particularly long video. It says on my screen that this one's actually run for about 10 minutes or so, but after editing it's probably going to be a little bit, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, but depends on title cards and other things. So that's the first video I'm going to probably do on the subject. I'm probably going to go into it in a bit more depth and do some operating on both at a later date. There haven't been any videos for a while anyway, because I've been exceptionally busy with work lately, and they've been calling me in earlier than normal, wanting with a driver down, and I've had to cover some of his shifts. So that means it's been a little bit more chaotic than normal. Got other videos planned, so do keep watching, because I'm trying to fill in where I would have probably been out doing some operating, which I can't do at the moment whilst we're in lockdown, which is a bit of a shame really. They may reduce the restrictions and allow us to go out to the countryside again once things start to get a wee bit better, but we don't know that yet. You obviously know I'm not going to the Blackpool Rally, and that's not going to probably happen now anyway. So I'm pretty certain that's getting cancelled. Although having said that, I do still plan to go to the top of Blackpool Tower at some point. It might not be this year because obviously of what's going on. It might not happen till next year now, but we'll see. Because obviously I'm trying to come up with new video ideas to fill in where obviously I can't do what I wanted to do because of the coronavirus. But yeah. So I'm going to get myself something to eat because it's probably about well, it says 1:29 on there, but that clock's an hour and a bit slow now because the clocks went forward. It's actually 2:20. So there is that. So there's a couple of other things I wanted to do as well. And my finances might permit it soon. I've got an LNB lying around, and I'm going to see if I can get that working to receive QO100 with my RTL SDR, because I did build a bias T specifically for that purpose. I built it into a little Subaru tin, and I will explain what one of those is in another video. In fact, I'll make that my next video. So this is Paul, Mike 0, Whiskey November, Uniform 26 Charlie Tango 730. If you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446. Stay safe, guys, and all is not lost with radio. That little device in your pocket called a mobile phone can come to the rescue, or even a computer, because everybody's got one of those as well. And if we're not going anywhere, might as well use it for Echolink and Zello. I'll put links to the Echolink and Zello websites in the description below. 7-3 for now.
Don't forget, you can subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to be notified of new videos as I upload them. 73 is from Paul, Mike 0, Whiskey November Uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 on 11 metres and PMR 446.